just when you think, just when you think, just when you think there couldn't be any more moments of the media, cameras, social media, anything capturing Joe Biden to make himself look more senile. Democrats, I understand why you did what you did, but you understand that you're going to be living with this consequence of having Joe Biden as your nominee. No matter what you do, even if you pick a new nominee, even if that is the case, you won't be able to win this election cycle. In fact, if you do, Democrats are able to win, it would be by the skin of your teeth. And I hope all of you will act mature and intelligent when election night happens, so that should Biden lose, none of you are crying or melting down. But to be clear here, I know that because everybody wants to make themselves into a victim on social media, you'll be the first ones to do it. Start crying, saying that the United States is over. Well, guess what? We have an oligarchy, which explains why the Democrats pick such a corporate senile fool and puppet like Joe Biden. But apparently Joe Biden has one more thing to say. He says he's proud to be a black woman. So black women, step aside. A white man's going to show you how it's done, because Joe Biden said that he's proud to be a black woman. Now, if you don't believe me, if you don't believe me, he was in an interview in the great state of Pennsylvania with radio shows Andrea Lawful Sanders. So if you don't believe me, that's fine. I understand. But that's why we're here, because we're family. Liberals, it's okay to cry. And to my audience, hug a liberal. These people are not well.
I remember as a Catholic kid growing up in an area where we didn't like Catholics didn't get elected. I'm the first president elected statewide in the state of Delaware when I was a kid. Well, I looked at John Kennedy and said, well, he got elected. Why can't I get elected? By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do, because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America. I remember as a Catholic.
Liberals, I don't know how you go to sleep at night. I don't know how you wake up in the morning. I don't know how you look yourselves in the mirror. But in 2020, the Democratic establishment, with corporate media, and the vote blue no matter who sycophants, the people with Trump derangement syndrome, you made your bed, and it's full of shite. So let's go ahead and pull up this article here from RT, just a trigger to liberals, because we love you. We do this because it's just gentle ribbing. Look, guys, liberals, Democrats, remember how you talked down the progressives and independents the last 8 years. It's not that I'm being petty, and it's not that any of my audience members are going to be petty. This is just called just desserts, and we're loving every minute of it because it's pure gold. And if that makes us bad people, shove it. United States President Joe 30330, Democrat candidate Joe Biden, openly admitted that he screwed it up with his debate with Republican rival Donald Trump, but told the Earl Ingram show that he will get back up, rejecting any intention of dropping out of the presidential race. I had a bad night, and the fact of the matter is that, I screwed up, Biden said, after his aide spent a week offering various excuses, from alleged preparation overload. Oh, I was over-prepared. I studied all night, which is why I got an F on the test, to a minor cold. Achoo! And jet lag from a trip 12 days prior to the debate. Listen, jet lag doesn't last that long, okay? It doesn't. Anyways. Who am I to judge, right? During a separate interview with Philadelphia's WRD, the gaffe-prone U.S. leader struggled to find the right phrase. No, not phase, phrase, while apparently trying to refer to Vice President Kamala Harris and recall his time in Barack Obama's administration. So he was stuttering, stammering, and being senile. He's 81 years old. Sometimes you got to take old Yeller out on the back and pop. Am I being mean? Yes. Why are you so mean, Kit? And quote, here's the quote. By the way, geez, you know what? I think I'm going to get secondhand Joe Manchin by reading this. I've been noticing every time I've been reading or watching videos of Joe Biden, things aren't going well. Maybe this is secondhand Joe Manchin. Move aside, pandemic. This is a real pandemic to worry about. By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president. Proud to be involved of the first black woman on the Supreme Court. There's so much that we can do because, look, we're the United States of America, man. Jack, let's do that. Now, I don't want to disturb all of you, but the president of these United States on Independence Day, once again, heavily slurred his words like a slurry soup. I know. I should be better. I need to stop being mean.
You know, I was in that World War I cemetery in France. And the one that one of our colleagues, the former president, didn't want to go and be up there. I probably shouldn't even say it. Anyway.
You were at the World War II memorial. Yes, you probably did visit the World War I memorial, but I think he's trying to reference the World War II. You know, how can we all forget where Joe Biden had a D-Day in his pants? Joe went to France and had D-Day in his pants.
We got to just remember who the hell we are.
Oh, that's the old Joe Biden trying to struggle out of the maze of dementia. We got to remember who we are. That's what he was saying to himself. No, okay, I'm projecting too much. I'm being really mean here.
We got to just remember who the hell we are. We're the United States of America. Yeah. You know, I was.
But then again, here's also the president too, with Kamala almost calling the Joe Biden vice president. Maybe she's getting secondhand Joe Manchin too. But in this one moment, I think Biden almost said, ho, 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 Merry Christmas. I was waiting for him to say it. As soon as I heard him say, ho, 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 I'm like, wait a minute.
And we give thanks to our commander-in-chief, the president of the United States, the extraordinary president of the United States, Joe Biden.
Ho, ho, ho.
I'm stopping there. I'm only stopping there because he says, ho, 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 ho. To his credit, he doesn't fuck it up.
Ho, ho, ho. Happy Independence Day.
He got it right. Man, I bet Jill's relieved too. Because as soon as you said ho, 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 I bet she's thinking, please don't say Merry Christmas. Please don't say Merry Christmas. Please don't say Merry Christmas. And with all of these right now, these incidences taking place, that finally, oh my goodness, the sleep removed from people's eyes. Hold on, wait. If we're doing this right. Because here's the whole world's reaction. What? Joe? There's something wrong with Joe. There's always been something wrong with Joe. And now, after the debate, because no one can deny it, I mean, corporate media can do its twists and turns and its spins and its tails, and they can't do it. See, when a lie is exposed, telling another lie won't save you. But yet, this is something that's interesting that did take place. The Associated Press was slammed after publishing a report on Wednesday that said Joe Biden is often sharp and focused at 81 years old, but is also confused and forgetful at the same time. The report comes after Biden had a disastrous debate performance last week against Donald Trump. There were 5 Associated Press reporters on the byline of the article titled Biden at 81, often sharp and focused, but sometimes confused and forgetful, which was slammed repeatedly online for the article. The article title sparked backlash from many users online. Okay, liberals, stop it with the coping. Okay, a 5-year-old can see that something's wrong with Biden. My grandpa, before he passed away at 96, knew that there was something wrong with Biden. So here's the thing. Young and old, we all see Biden. There's something wrong with him, okay? Stop yelling or browbeaten or bullying reporters for doing their job. I mean, hey, it took a long time for corporate media to finally admit it, but stop it. And I know a lot of liberals are right now trying to cope. You're trying to make an excuse. You can't change people's minds. Perception drives reality. And that debate, Biden showed his rear end. And in these interviews where he's saying he's forgetting the order of his time as vice president and serving as president, saying that he was a black woman, serving as a black president, he can't get his story straight. He can't pronounce a sentence. Do you really want an old man that old in the White House before anyone says, oh, but what about Trump? What about him? What about him? Editor-in-chief of the Post Millennial posted a screenshot of the report and commented, it's real. Others were surprised that such a report would be coming from the outlet. Kyle Mann, editor for Babylon Bee, wrote in response, how are we at the Babylon Bee supposed to compete with the Associated Press? You don't. The Associated Press is just only shooting itself in the cock. Florida Governor Ron DeSanctimonious, high-heeled DeSanctimonious, who has endorsed Trump since the Republican primary, wrote, the Associated Press is really doing this. Absolutely. The report from the outlet was a look at Biden and his conduct behind closed doors, as well as meetings at various different locations. The outlet reported from speaking to those who are around Biden. He is often sharp and focused, but he also has moments, particularly later in the evening, when his thoughts seem jumbled, and he trails off mid-sentence or seems confused. Sometimes he doesn't grasp the finer points of policy details. He occasionally forgets people's names, stares blankly, and moves slowly around the room. So in other words, he's like, where am I? What's going on? Can you help me? Where am I at? I bet it's more like that all the time. He just stares blankly like a statue. Biden occasionally struggles with focus on which focus may not be unusual for someone his age, the reporters added in the article, and also addressed the dismal debate performance from Biden that was appeared to strike his poll numbers in areas where he won in 2020. However, Biden has vowed that he will be staying in the race after the performance. Folks, it gets worse. Although the Associated Press report comes from sources close to the president, the outlet added Biden's public interactions, journalists especially, have been greatly limited under the mandate led by one of the top advisors, Anita Dunn, even during major events with Democrats or other supporters. The White House reportedly will limit how much time Biden spends with an audience, possibly in an effort to prevent him from having the stumbles that have become common during his tenure. Aides to the president have admitted that he is often only fully alert between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Okay, there's a movie. Hold on. There's a movie. Wait a minute. And I should have had this up, and I apologize. So, first of all, I want you guys to ponder this for a moment. The president of the United States is only fully aware between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. That means if you're a terrorist or a tyrant or a natural disaster, you better wait for the next day. Does this install any kind of confidence, any kind of respect for the office of presidency? Because it doesn't for me. This is rather concerning because the president needs to be available 24/7. That's how he should. The commander-in-chief, the executive, the Caesar, the king, the emperor. The last person you want to have working hours like this, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., this does not produce confidence. Vote blue. Vote blue. Vote blue. Is this your dog? Is this your lost, confused dog? Because hold on, while I pull up this video here, this is another speech from Biden, a man who's only fully alert between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Which I want to do. There's 7,000 people waiting at the gate to get in. So if I don't finish this, they can't come in. So maybe if you're hanging around, I'm going to sneak back out if that's okay, all right?
He's got to sneak back out because you could see the aides and people around him realizing, oh my God, please be quiet.
Thank you. Remember that famous expression?
Hold on.
They also serve who only stand and wait. I remember when our son was deployed, my wife would go to stand in the sink in the morning, drinking her coffee and saying that prayer, worrying, always concerned, and all of you. So we owe you. This could not be done without the family support. So thank you. We love you, and I really mean it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Don't you like that person screaming in the background? Keep up the fight because I can't handle Twump.
You got me, man. I'm not going anywhere. All right. All right. I'll come back out when they open the gate. Okay. Thank you. One last thing. I used to think when I was a
Oh
senator.
God. Oh God. One last thing. Brace yourself. Biden's going to be talking about traffic.
There were always congestion on the highways. There's no congestion anymore. None. We go on the highway, there's no congestion. And so the way they get me to stop talking, they'll say, we just shut down all the roads, Mr. President. You're going to lose all the votes if you don't get in. But anyway, I'll be back out. Thank you. I love you. Thank you.
Mr. President, we shut down all the roads. Again, just pulling us up here from sources inside the White House. Aides to the president have admitted that he's often fully alert between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. I just want to reference this movie. I can't play it because of copyright, but there's a film called The Five Heartbeats. Big Red's infamous quote. My office hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And if you haven't seen it, it's a beautiful scene. My office hours are between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. Big Red from The Five Heartbeats. Hey, maybe we might watch that for a movie night. Who knows? But there's more to this. Yes, more downfall for Biden. Because, yes, you are watching this. You are reading that title properly. From RT, just to trigger the libs. Biden wants more sleep and less work. You know what? Oh, my God. I would love it. Love it if all of us could have that. Wouldn't that be great? All of you heading to work right now as you watch our morning show, don't you want more sleep and less work? And somebody just to give you money and a trophy. Finally, some freaking recognition, as we should. But sadly, we don't live in that world. But Biden wants that to be his reality. U.S. President Joe Biden has admitted he needs to get more sleep and less work, the New York Times reported on Thursday, citing two sources with direct knowledge of the remarks. Biden reportedly made the statements during a gathering of Democratic governors on Wednesday. So that means my governor, Governor Pritzker, was there as well. The event was organized to try and reassure key players within the party that the 81-year-old president is still fit for the job and vigorous enough to run a strong re-election campaign. Good luck. During the meeting, the president reportedly told more than 20 Democratic governors that he would not be pushed out of the race and was in it to win it, according to reports by multiple media outlets. Biden admitted he would like to sleep more and work less, in particular abstaining from scheduling any events past 8 p.m. because, hey, that's his nap time. He's only available. His office hours are between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., which leads somebody to wonder, or anyone to wonder, who's in charge of the country between 4 p.m. and 10 a.m.? Who's running the shebang? Who's doing that? When pressure about his physical condition, he referred to a recent medical checkup, a separate report by Politico suggested. Long-standing concerns about Biden's physical and mental capabilities came to the fore in the Democratic establishment following what was widely perceived as a calamitous debate with Republican rival Donald Trump last week. The Biden campaign has provided various excuses for the poor performance, claiming he had caught a cold, overprepared, and had jet lag. Somebody didn't tie his shoes right. The dog ate his homework. And hey, somebody crapped in Biden's pants. Who is the brown bomber? We must find out who they are. The brown bomber craps in people's pants, and surprisingly, it's only in Joe Biden's pants. During the meeting, the governors, however, Biden repeatedly said he fared poorly during debate due to his failure to ease up on his schedule ahead of the face-off against Trump. Multiple major Democratic donors have already voiced their dissatisfaction with Biden. Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings openly told the New York Times on Thursday that the debate was disastrous and that Biden should step down from the re-election campaign. Oh, how sad. He just wants more sleep. Now, look, folks, this was from the 4th of July. I don't know what's on Biden's jacket, but look closely. It's 6 seconds. It'll be repeating in loop. You'll see it for yourselves. But all of a sudden, I'm thinking of that scene from Smiling Friends where they had to help the president, and he was portrayed as a mumbling, jumbling fool. And I think I'm going to end this segment from Back from the Road. I think you said it best. If he works under 35 hours a week, then he should lose his health care like the rest of us. 10 to 4, my ass. Absolutely. That's the president, our commander in chief, who can't put together a clear sentence, who can't remember events. And we're going to end it where we started from. Him saying that he's proud to serve as the first black woman.
I remember as a Catholic kid growing up in an area where we didn't like Catholics didn't get along. I'm the first president elected statewide in the state of Delaware when I was a kid. Well, you know, I looked at John Kennedy and said, well, he got elected. Why can't I get elected? By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman, served with a black president. I'm proud of the first black woman in the Supreme Court. There's just so much that we can do because together there's nothing. Look, this is the United States of America. I remember as a Catholic.
Vote blue. It's not that I'm laughing at you. Democrats, it's not that I'm mocking you. Liberals, it's not that I'm kicking you while you're down. It's just that I've never seen a group of people in a political party have such a collective disillusionment, who are deciding to make your own reality and still think that this man, Joe Biden, is sharp. His office hours are between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. The rest of the time, he's taking a nap. I think a lot of you Democrats are going to have to really come to terms how November plays out. Now, before you start yelling at me and my audience, just know this. We're here for you. We are here for you. We here for you. So if you need a hug or a cup of tea, we're right here. But try and behave yourselves on election night. Don't melt down, at least too much.